Strange? Maybe. But this isn't poetry, and it isn't a metaphor. It's a direct signal aimed at the quietest part of your mind, the part that has been waiting for undeniable proof that something is shifting. You may believe you clicked here by accident, but deep down you know there's a reason you're here at this exact moment. Because what you're seeing on this screen isn't just content. It's reality itself reflecting you in real time. Pause everything for just a breath. Inhale deeply. Let your thoughts fall silent. Simply observe. And the moment you observe, reality turns its face back toward you. What is shaping around you now isn't the sound of my words, but the way you are perceiving yourself while you hear them. The inner dialogue, the subtle judgments, the hidden beliefs you carry, all of it is streaming into the quantum field, crystallizing into the circumstances of your life. When you feel small inside, the world shrinks around you. When you believe you are worthy, doors you never noticed begin to open. And in this moment, as you awaken to this truth, you're standing before a mirror unlike any other. A mirror that doesn't show your face, but your deepest self-perception. The question isn't whether you believe it. The real question is, how are you seeing yourself right now? You've heard people say that life is a mirror. But what if that wasn't just a nice phrase? What if it was literal? The truth is, reality doesn't just sit there waiting for you to act on it. It reflects you back to yourself in every single moment. This is what I call the observer mirror, the infinite feedback loop between your consciousness and the world outside. Think of it like standing between two mirrors that reflect endlessly into each other. One mirror is your self-perception, the other is the external world. Every thought, belief, and hidden judgment you carry about yourself is projected outward, and the world instantly begins to adjust to match it. When you feel unworthy, opportunities disappear. When you believe you're unlovable, people pull away. When you see yourself as powerless, life seems to control you instead of the other way around. And here's the part most people miss. The mirror doesn't only reflect what you consciously think. It reflects the total of who you believe you are. The conscious intentions, the subconscious doubts, the emotions you've buried for years. That's why surface-level positive thinking so often fails. The universe doesn't respond to the mask you wear. It responds to your complete vibrational signature. So right now, as you're absorbing these words, ask yourself, what is your observer mirror showing you? Because every relationship, every struggle, every success in your life is nothing less than your own reflection, returned to you with perfect precision. The moment you observe yourself, something extraordinary happens. Reality observes you back. This isn't philosophy, it's the mechanism behind the observer mirror. Imagine your consciousness as a projector and the world as the screen. The film inside the projector is your self-perception. Whatever story you play inside is exactly what appears outside. Change the film and the movie of your life changes instantly. But this process isn't limited to your surface thoughts. It responds to the deeper layers you carry, the unconscious beliefs you've inherited, the silent judgments you hold, even the emotions you've suppressed. That's why you can repeat affirmations all day, yet see no real change. The mirror doesn't care about the words you speak, it reads the frequency of your entire being. Think of it as a cosmic feedback loop. When you see yourself as capable, the world bends to show you possibilities. When you treat yourself with respect, others mirror it back to you. When you believe you are trapped, circumstances rearrange to confirm the prison you've built inside your own mind. Every moment, your reality is updating in real time based on the signal you're sending. This is why two people can live under the same conditions yet experience completely different worlds. The difference isn't the environment, it's the reflection of their self-perception. And right now, whether you realize it or not, your observer mirror is projecting the blueprint of how you see yourself into every aspect of your life. Have you noticed how your inner state seems to shape your outer world? It's not coincidence. It's your observer mirror in action. When you feel unworthy, opportunities vanish as if the world is shutting its doors. When you believe you're unlovable, people instinctively keep their distance. And when you see yourself as powerless, circumstances always seem to take control. Think about it. The job that suffocates you isn't just bad luck. It may be mirroring how you've been suffocating your own potential. The friend who doesn't return your calls could be reflecting your own unavailability to your deeper needs. Even the stranger who cuts you off in traffic might be showing you the impatience you've been holding toward yourself. Reality never misses a detail. It faithfully mirrors the way you see and treat yourself at the deepest levels. But here's the liberating truth. If reality is reflecting how you see yourself, then transforming your self-perception instantly shifts what life shows you back. Not metaphorically, not years from now, but immediately and measurably. When you decide to respect yourself, people start respecting you. When you begin believing in your abilities, opportunities emerge as if out of nowhere. Your life is not punishing you, it is teaching you. Every challenge, every delay, every success is a mirror asking, how are you seeing yourself right now? Change the answer, and the reflection must change too. Here's the reason so many people get stuck. They try to change their lives with surface-level positive thinking. They repeat affirmations, visualize outcomes, or force a smile. Yet nothing truly shifts. Why? Because the observer mirror doesn't reflect what you wish you believed. It reflects the totality of who you think you are, both conscious and unconscious. Your conscious mind may say, I'm confident and successful. But if your subconscious still carries the imprint of feeling small, unworthy, or broken, the mirror responds to that deeper vibration. You can't trick reality with words. The universe reads your full energetic signature, not just the mask you wear. This explains why some people achieve fleeting results that quickly fade. They're broadcasting two conflicting signals, one of hope on the surface and one of doubt beneath it. And the mirror, being perfectly precise, reflects the deeper truth every time. Think of it like tuning a radio. You might want to hear inspiring music, but if your dial is set to static, that's what comes through. Your inner beliefs are the dial. Until you align your subconscious with your conscious intentions, the static will overpower the song. The powerful shift happens when you start uncovering those hidden self-judgments, bringing them into awareness, and choosing new ways to see yourself. Only then does your mirror begin to show you a reality that matches your true potential. When the observer mirror begins to shift, you don't just notice it in your mind, you feel it in your body. Subtle signals start to appear, as if your nervous system is catching up to a new frequency of truth. Some of you might feel a tingling in your stomach or solar plexus, a sudden stirring of energy in your power center. That's your inner strength awakening, preparing to influence reality in ways you've been too hesitant to allow. Others may notice tightness in the chest or throat. This isn't random discomfort. It's the weight of suppressed self-worth pushing against the walls you've built. Your body is processing years of silence, fear, or self-denial, releasing what no longer serves you. You might even feel warmth spreading across your heart. That's not imagination. That's self-love remembering itself, resurfacing after being buried under layers of doubt. Sometimes tears come, not from sadness, but from recognition. Your soul understands what your mind is just beginning to grasp. Life has always been mirroring your self-perception, and now you finally see it. If resistance shows up, a voice whispering, "This is too simple," or "It can't be true," recognize that as your old identity trying to keep you safe in the familiar. Expansion feels strange at first, but notice your breath deepening, your body relaxing into a new rhythm. That's reality reorganizing itself, aligning with the elevated version of you that you've chosen to step into. Skeptical? Good, because what I'm sharing isn't just mystical talk. It's backed by decades of scientific exploration. Physicist John Wheeler proposed the participatory universe, showing that reality doesn't exist in a fixed state until it's observed. Your attention literally brings the world into being. But here's the deeper revelation. Your internal state, your beliefs, emotions, and expectations influences what takes form. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown through brain scans that when people shift their self-perception in meditation, their neural networks rewire within minutes. That rewiring creates measurable changes in their electromagnetic field, which then influences people and events around them. At Princeton University, the Global Consciousness Project revealed that even machines designed to generate randomness become less random when exposed to coherent human intention. In other words, aligned self-perception organizes the quantum field. Research at the HeartMath Institute proves that when you hold positive, self-loving beliefs, your heart emits electromagnetic waves that synchronize the rhythms of people nearby, creating harmony in relationships. Epigenetics pioneer Dr. Bruce Lipton demonstrated that your beliefs can alter gene expression, reshaping not only your biology, but how others unconsciously respond to you. From quantum physics to neuroscience, the conclusion is clear. Consciousness isn't a byproduct of matter. Matter is a byproduct of consciousness. The observer mirror isn't fantasy. It's the most consistent feedback system in existence, proven by both science and your own lived experience. The observer mirror doesn't just operate at the individual level. Humanity itself is holding up a mirror, and what we see in the world today reflects how we see ourselves as a species. Global crises, environmental shifts, social unrest, these are not random events. They are the collective projection of billions of unconscious self-perceptions, feeding into the same field of reality. Think of it this way. If an individual who feels powerless attracts disempowering circumstances, what happens when entire societies identify themselves as divided, broken, or limited? The external world begins to echo that belief on a global scale. War, scarcity, inequality, they are symptoms of a collective self-image that has forgotten its power. But here's the hopeful truth. Just as one person can transform their life by changing their self-perception, groups of people can shift entire timelines. When enough individuals begin to see themselves as worthy, capable, and connected, the mirror multiplies that frequency. Movements are born, innovations emerge, and what once looked impossible suddenly becomes inevitable. We are living in what many call a consciousness convergence, a rare window where cosmic conditions amplify our ability to manifest change through elevated self-perception. In this moment, a relatively small percentage of awakened individuals can tip the balance for the whole planet. The mirror is not just personal, it's collective. And the future we step into depends entirely on how we, together, choose to see ourselves. Mastering the observer mirror doesn't happen overnight. It unfolds in 6 powerful stages, each one a step deeper into conscious creation. Stage 1. Recognition. You realize that your outer world reflects your inner state. Small connections become obvious. Confidence attracts respect. Self-doubt attracts rejection. Most people stop here, trapped in self-blame. Stage 2. Acceptance. You understand your self-perception wasn't chosen consciously. It was shaped by conditioning, trauma, and old programming. This creates space to question what you've always assumed was you. Stage 3. Experimentation. You begin to test new ways of seeing yourself. You try on worthiness, creativity, or love, and reality responds almost immediately. Yet resistance arises. The old self fights to survive. Stage 4. Integration. You hold the new self-image long enough for it to stabilize, even when circumstances haven't caught up yet. This is where resilience is built, choosing the new identity despite the lag time. Stage 5. Mastery. Your elevated self-concept becomes consistent. Reality bends around you, reflecting harmony, opportunity, and flow. To outsiders, it looks like luck. In truth, it's coherence. Stage 6. Transcendence. You see beyond personal gain. You recognize that every upgrade in your self-perception feeds into the collective field, accelerating the evolution of human consciousness itself. These stages are not theory. They are the roadmap to shifting from victim of reality to conscious architect of it. If the observer mirror is so powerful, why don't more people master it? The truth is, most of us are carrying invisible blocks that distort the reflection. These aren't random flaws, they're defense mechanisms we've built to feel safe. But unless they're seen, they keep us locked in the same small reality. Block 1. Safety and smallness. Believing you're insignificant protects you from big risks, but also guarantees you never discover your potential. Block 2. The unworthiness program. It disguises itself as humility, whispering that you're too flawed for universal laws to apply to you. In reality, it's inverted arrogance, thinking you're the one exception to existence itself. Block 3. Control addiction. You fear that shaping reality means micromanaging every thought and feeling. But the mirror doesn't demand perfection, only authenticity and direction. Block 4. Fear of others' opinions. You dim your light to avoid being judged as arrogant. Yet when you truly honor yourself, compassion for others naturally grows.
Block 5. Evidence addiction. You want proof before you act. But the mirror works in reverse. You must embody the new identity first, then the evidence appears. Block 6. Overwhelm of responsibility. Realizing reality reflects you can feel heavy, but responsibility is not blame, it's power. Block 7. Spiritual perfectionism. Waiting to be fully healed before starting. But the mirror reflects growth in progress, not final perfection. Every one of these blocks is just a story, and stories can be rewritten the moment you choose a different reflection. Sometimes the mind understands best through pictures, so let's explore the observer mirror through metaphors. Think of a movie projector. Your consciousness is the projector. Your self-perception is the film, and reality is the screen. Most people waste energy trying to rearrange the images on the screen, never realizing the real power is in changing the film inside. Or imagine a dance studio mirror. Every move a dancer makes is reflected back instantly, allowing correction and refinement. Reality functions the same way. Every reaction you see outside is simply feedback about the movement of your inner self. Consider a seed and a garden. You can't plant apple seeds and expect orange trees. Likewise, you can't carry limiting beliefs and expect abundance. The soil of self-perception grows exactly what you plant. Think of a tuning fork. When you vibrate at a certain frequency, everything around you adjusts to match. Shift your vibration and the entire symphony of your life retunes. Or imagine a colored lens on a camera. If the lens is tinted red, everything appears red. Not because the world is red, but because that's how you're filtering it. Change the lens and the world reveals new colors that were always there. And finally, picture water taking the shape of its container. Consciousness is the water. Self-perception is the container. Change the container and the water instantly flows into the new form. Each metaphor reveals the same truth. The outer world isn't fixed. It's a mirror, perfectly shaped by how you choose to see yourself. Knowing about the observer mirror is one thing. Living it is another. Transformation begins the moment you decide to practice seeing yourself differently, not in theory, but in daily action. Start small. Choose one area of life where you want to see change: relationships, finances, health, or creativity. Then ask yourself, how would I need to see myself for this area to improve? That question alone unlocks the doorway. If you want love, practice seeing yourself as inherently lovable. If you want abundance, practice seeing yourself as naturally prosperous. If you want better health, begin treating your body as if it were already vibrant and alive.
This isn't about pretending or forcing positive thoughts. It's about aligning with the truth beneath the noise, that your worth and potential are already built into your being. The more consistently you choose this elevated self-perception, the faster the mirror reflects it back to you. Consistency matters more than intensity.
5 minutes each day of genuine elevated self-recognition is more powerful than an occasional burst of forced positivity. Reality responds to your prevailing vibration, not your peak moments. So pause right now. Notice how you're seeing yourself in this very instant. That image, not your words, not your hopes, is what the mirror is currently projecting into your life. Change that inner picture and the outer world must follow. The power of the observer mirror isn't just theory. It's been lived by countless people who dare to shift their self-perception. Take Maria, for example. She lived in constant financial stress despite endless side hustles. Nothing changed until she noticed her core belief that money was always scarce. She began practicing abundance consciousness, appreciating what she already had and expecting ease instead of struggle. Within months, unexpected opportunities appeared, and her financial situation began to stabilize without her working harder. Or David, who had been alone for a decade after divorce. Dating apps and coaches failed because deep down he believed he was unlovable. When he shifted to seeing himself as inherently worthy of love, everything changed. He treated himself with kindness, and soon after, he met someone naturally, a relationship born not from strategy, but from self-perception. Then there's Sarah, battling years of chronic fatigue. Doctors and treatments gave little relief. Her turning point came when she realized she had been identifying with being broken. She began practicing vitality consciousness, seeing herself as naturally vibrant. Her energy levels rose, test results improved, and her life slowly filled with activities that supported health. And Michael, stuck in a meaningless career. He always saw himself as ordinary. When he began perceiving himself as uniquely gifted, opportunities aligned, including a position created specifically for his talents. The common thread? None of them changed the world first. They changed how they saw themselves, and reality reorganized itself to match. Working with the observer mirror becomes even more powerful when you don't walk the path alone. Conscious reality creators amplify each other. When two or more people commit to elevated self-perception, they create a shared field that strengthens everyone involved. Notice who you feel called to share this message with. That urge isn't random. It's your intuition recognizing other souls ready for this shift. When you pass on what resonates, you're not just spreading information. You're forming a support system that helps you hold the new vibration when old patterns try to pull you back. Engage with others who speak the language of responsibility without blame, who understand self-love without narcissism, who know that changing within changes everything out. These are likely fellow students of the mirror, even if they've never used the same words. Communities can take many forms: a circle of friends, an online group, a study circle, or simply one trusted partner who practices alongside you. The format doesn't matter. What matters is collective coherence. Multiple mirrors reflecting the same elevated truth, amplifying it until it becomes unshakable. And when you share your own journey, the small shifts, the surprising synchronicities, the ways reality responded, you normalize transformation for others. Your story gives them permission to see themselves differently too. In a world still asleep to its creative power, your willingness to connect is the spark that ignites awakening in those around you. As we reach the end of this journey, remember, the observer mirror has been reflecting you all along. Every struggle, every breakthrough, every silence was your reality holding up a perfect image of how you saw yourself. But now you know the truth, and with truth comes power. From this moment forward, you can no longer pretend to be a victim of circumstance. You are the projector, and reality is your screen. You are the seed, and life is your garden. You are the tuning fork, and the world is adjusting to your frequency. The mirror doesn't wait for years to shift. It responds instantly to how you decide to see yourself now. So ask yourself, who am I willing to be today? Not next week, not when everything falls into place. Today. Are you willing to see yourself as worthy, powerful, and magnificent before your circumstances prove it?
Because the moment you do, the circumstances will have no choice but to follow. This is your invitation to stop playing small, to step into the truth that your consciousness is not reacting to reality. It is creating it. The universe has been waiting for you to remember. The mirror is waiting for your signal. Choose boldly. Choose with love. Choose to see yourself as the extraordinary creator you already are, and watch as reality reorganizes itself to reflect nothing less than your true nature. Your moment is not tomorrow. Your moment is now.